In Mount Komorebi, it's about respect, and that is something that I demand.
Now that I have played hundreds of roles in my career, it is time to play myself.
After a lifetime of serving the Mormon Church, it is time to spread my wings and fly.
When you have your own approval, you will never need anyone else's.
God is my savior, my children are my reasoning, and my husband is my everything.
In a town filled with ice queens, this doll will always reign supreme.
You know what's truly shocking, Jenny? The fact that you're so obsessed with dragging Mika down when you should be worried about the skeletons in your own closet? How's that little secret of yours going, by the way? The one everyone's about to find out.
What are you talking about, Cindy? You are an absolute moron.
You know, Jenny, I wasn't going to go there. But since you've been so desperate to call me stupid, let's talk about something smart, like the lengths you went to for that role. Word is, you weren't just acting in that casting room. You were performing a whole different kind of audition on the casting director.
What the f***? That's a dirty lie and you know it. What the f*** are you doing bringing that up on camera?
Is it a lie though, Jenny? Because I heard it from more than one person, and trust me, honey, people talk. They say you were very persuasive in getting that role. Guess the real performance wasn't on screen, huh?
You are crossing a line, Cindy. You think you can just spread these vile rumors and get away with it? You think anyone's going to believe your trashy gossip over my reputation?
Reputation? You mean the one built on your knees? Let's not act like everyone in this town doesn't already know your little technique for getting ahead. I guess that mouth of yours does more than just spread lies, huh?
You filthy, classless bitch! How dare you! You have no idea what you're talking about. You are making yourself look even more desperate than you have already.
Jenny, save the dramatics for your next audition, or should I say your next private rehearsal.
You are vile, Cindy. You're just mad because no one would give you the time of day, even if you begged for it.
Honey, I'm not the one screaming like a banshee over a little truth bomb. If you were as talented as you say, you wouldn't have to spread your legs just to get a call back.
I've worked my ass off for everything I have, you psychopath. Unlike you, I didn't have to ride anyone's coattails or spread lies just to stay relevant.
Well, at least I don't have to use my mouth to get ahead.
Keep pushing me, Cindy, and you'll regret it. You think you can just slander me and get away with it? You're gonna wish you'd kept your trashy mouth shut.
Oh, I'm not scared of you, Jenny. I just think it's hilarious how hard you're trying to convince everyone you're not what you obviously are. A washed-up has-been with a nasty attitude and an even nastier reputation.
Whoa, okay, Cindy, let's pause for a second. Where exactly did you hear these rumors about Jenny?
People talk, Andy, and I've heard it from a lot of people. And trust me, it's not hard to connect the dots when Jenny's name comes up in the same breath as every casting couch story.
You are a liar. Just admit you're trying to make yourself look good by dragging me down. You have nothing, no proof, just your big trashy mouth.
Oh, I've got plenty, Jenny. You think everyone's just gonna believe your innocent act? Please, they're on to you and so am I.
Enough, Cindy! You need to stop right there. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but Jenny's not like that. She's worked her ass off, and she's earned every bit of what she's got.
Oh, come on, Skylar. Don't tell me you're buying this act too. You're smarter than that.
No, I'm just smart enough to know when someone's being targeted out of pure jealousy. Jenny's my friend, and I've seen her work. And so have you. She doesn't need to stoop to the levels you're accusing her of.
Thank you, Skylar. At least someone here sees the truth and isn't just trying to score points by tearing others down.
Skylar, you can defend her all you want, but deep down you know I'm not wrong. Everyone here knows Jenny's willing to do whatever it takes for a role, even if it means getting her hands and other body parts dirty.
Cindy, that is disgusting. What are you doing? Jenny is your good friend of many years. Who are you to be talking about her in this way? I love you, Cindy, but I can't defend your actions right now.
Alright, we are not going to settle this here on YouTube today. Instead, if you want to see how the rest of this explosive conversation goes down, make sure to check out the extended cut on our Patreon. Lately, YouTube has been making it harder for creators like me to bring you the content you love. Shadow banning, demonetizing videos. It's been a battle. So if you enjoy the drama, the excitement, and everything in between, supporting me on Patreon is a huge help in keeping this show alive. If you're a fan and want more unfiltered moments, please head over to Patreon and show your love. Every bit of support helps us keep the tea spilling. If you are not able to support on Patreon, then please remember to like and comment on the video. Now, we had a lot of questions regarding Cindy and Jenny's friendship this season. One of our viewers asked, Cindy, why did you go against Jenny's word and try to force her to make amends when Mika was bringing up the acting role conflict relentlessly? It felt like you were sacrificing a good friend for a bitter friend, and it broke my heart.
I was trying to keep the peace, Andy. Mika wouldn't let it go, and I thought it would be easier if Jenny just cleared the air and moved on. But no, Jenny wanted to dig her heels in and act like she was above it all.
Above it all? You weren't trying to keep the peace. You were trying to control the situation. You didn't care about my feelings or what I was going through with Mika. You just wanted to play the peacemaker and look good in front of the cameras.
That is not true, Jenny. I've been your friend for years. I was looking out for you. You were spiraling and it was getting ugly. You could have put this to bed early, but you chose to keep feeding into it.
Looking out for me? Please. You were looking out for yourself. You wanted to be the one to fix everything so that you could say, look at me, I brought everyone together. But all you did was make it worse.
You know what, Jenny? Maybe if you hadn't been so stubborn, we wouldn't be here right now. You were the one who refused to talk it out, who kept throwing digs and making things worse.
Oh, so it's my fault now? I didn't refuse to talk it out, Cindy. I refused to let you and Mika gang up on me like I'm some kind of fool. You sided with her at every turn, even when you knew she was dead wrong.
Because I was tired of all the drama. All you two did was fight, fight, fight. I just wanted us to move on and stop making the whole season about some stupid role.
You wanted to move on because it wasn't your fight, Cindy. You didn't care about what was fair or who was right. You cared about staying neutral so you wouldn't lose face.
Neutral? I chose to believe Mika because I actually believed she was telling the truth. Maybe if you weren't so defensive all the time, you could have seen that.
You are the one who's defensive, Cindy. You can't handle the fact that people see through your fake peacemaker act. I was your real friend and you threw me under the bus for a storyline.
Honey, you jumped under that bus yourself. You're just pissed because you didn't get the sympathy you wanted.
I didn't need sympathy, Cindy. I needed my friend to stand by me and you couldn't even do that.
Oh, please. Maybe if you weren't so wrapped up in your own drama, you'd see that I was trying to help you, Jenny.
Help me. You've done nothing but hurt me this season. And for what? To look good in front of Mika? You know what, Cindy? Maybe it's time you realize who your real friends are.
Oh, trust me, I'm seeing it very clearly now.
All right, ladies, let's take a breath here. Clearly, this friendship has been through a lot, and there's a lot more to unpack. But it seems like the trust between you two has really been shaken this season.
There is no trust, Andy, not anymore.
Fine by me, bitch. Maybe I'm done fighting for a friendship that clearly means nothing to you.
Bitch? The same bitch that you used to be best friends with? Go yourself.
Wow, okay. It looks like this friendship is at a crossroads. This is a real shame as our viewers are rooting for your friendship. So much so, one of our viewers asked, Jenny, do you miss Cindy? Are you open to a conversation with her?
You know what, Andy? I did miss Cindy. I miss the friend I used to have, the one who had my back. But now, after all the lies and the disgusting accusations she's thrown at me, no, I'm done. I'm actually disgusted, Cindy. How could you even think I'd entertain a conversation with you after what you've pulled?
Oh, spare me, Jenny. You're acting like you're some innocent victim in all this. I never lied. I just called it how I saw it. And honestly, if you're going to act all high and mighty, then maybe I'm done too.
You accused me of giving blowjobs to casting directors, Cindy. That's not calling it how you see it. That's slander. That's disgusting, and that's something I'll never forgive.
Let's not pretend you're above playing dirty. Don't act like you're some saint.
Andy, let's just move on. I've given this hag enough of my time. To answer the viewers' questions, I am done with her.
No! You don't get to dismiss me like that. Who do you think you are?
A has-been who gives oral sex to casting directors, apparently. I have been done with you, Cindy. It's time you move on, too.
All right then, ladies. It looks like this chapter is officially closing for both of you. I know it's been emotional, but thank you both for sharing your sides. And I think we all have a lot to process here. Mika, I think it's fair to say you've been at the center of quite a few storms this season. But before we say goodbye, I want to thank you for joining us today. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with everyone?
This year has been a wild ride. I came into this group hoping for new friendships, new opportunities, and maybe a little fun. But instead, I got a front row seat to a whole lot of drama. I know I haven't been perfect. And yeah, I've had my moments, maybe more than a few. But everything I've said and done was real. I'm not here to be anyone's puppet or to play nice just to fit in. So love me or hate me, at least you know I'm always going to be true to myself. And if that ruffles a few feathers, so be it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mika. Now I think it's time for a quick break. But don't go anywhere, because when we return, we're diving right into the explosive feud between Skylar and Kennedy. And trust me, you won't want to miss a second of it. Hello and welcome back to the Real Simwives of Mount Komorebi Season 1 reunion. I'm your host, Andy Sims. Wow, what a season this has been. We've had jaw-dropping revelations, explosive confrontations, and drama like never before. But now, it's time to dive into the feud that has everyone talking, the one that's on everybody's lips, Kennedy and Skylar. Trust me, you're going to want to buckle up for this one. There's been a lot of ambiguity surrounding your experience at the church, Skylar, and what exactly led you to leave. I think it's time to finally unravel it all. We have a question from one of our viewers. Skylar, can you give us more insight into your experience in the church? How long were you there? And are you still in contact with anyone who went there, still goes there, or has left?
I knew this was coming, but it's still hard to talk about. I was in the church for almost 15 years. It wasn't just a place I went to every Sunday. It was my whole life. I believed in its teachings, its leaders, everything. I dedicated myself fully, hoping it was a place of love and faith. But over time, I started to see things, hear things, feel things that just didn't sit right with me. The church is run more like a cult, honestly. There are these strange rituals, secret meetings, and the leaders, including Kennedy, they wield so much power. There's manipulation, shaming, controlling what you wear, who you speak to, even what you think. I saw people cut off from their families, punished for questioning anything, and some were even financially exploited in the name of sacrificing for the faith.
How dare you? That is not true. You are lying.
But it got worse. Kennedy, you were at the center of it all. People were afraid of you. I was afraid of you. You would gossip and spread rumors about anyone who dared to question the church. You turned people against each other. I remember you trying to destroy someone's reputation just because they disagreed with a minor doctrine. And if anyone tried to leave, you'd make it your mission to ruin their lives.
That's a pretty serious accusation, Skylar. Are you saying that Kennedy actively targeted people who wanted to leave?
Yes, Andy. That's exactly what I'm saying. She'd dig up dirt on them, blackmail them, threaten them with their secrets. I've seen it firsthand. When I started to pull away, she threatened to spread lies about me too, saying I was having affairs, that I was stealing from the church funds, just anything to make me look like the bad guy.
Lies! All of it! You are a sinner twisting everything! You were the one who caused trouble, spreading lies about our church!
No, Kennedy. I was trying to survive, trying to find a way out. And you know that. That's why you tried to ruin me. You were scared of what I might say, what I might release.
You lying snake. You were going to sit there and smear my name, lying in the name of God, and get away with it? You are a filthy, rotten sinner who is going to burn in hell for eternity.
You see what I mean, Andy? This is the real Kennedy. This is who she becomes when her power is threatened.
Don't you dare! You don't get to paint me as the villain here! You are Satan himself!
And you are a schizophrenic psychopath who needs sectioning.
Please, God, protect me from this evil! Protect me from Satan himself! Oh, my Lord, please, God!
She is losing it. We may need to call an ambulance, Andy.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you, Skylar. I command you to leave me be. Give me strength to stand against the devil who dares confront your chosen ones. Oh, my Lord! Hear me cry! Save me from the evil that is Satan. That is Skylar.
Kennedy, sit down. Let's talk this out.
Give me strength. Take over my body. Deliver us free of all evil.
Kennedy, stop. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. Sit down and let's talk this out like adults.
There's no reasoning with a psychopath.
The devil has no place here. I see you, Skylar. I see you for what you are. A servant of darkness. A vessel of sin.
And this is what I had to put up with in the church, Andy. This girl is nuts.
I command you, unclean spirit, to leave this woman's body. I command you, in the name of the Holy Lord, to release her soul.
Oh, shut up, Kennedy. The only person that needs cleansing here is you. You are mentally ill.
Spirits of deceit, I banish you. You will not corrupt this place of truth.
Andy, get calling that ambulance. She is quite clearly having a psychotic break.
I can feel it, oh yes. The devil is trembling. You feel it too, don't you?
Oh, I feel something, all right. I feel a sectioning that's about to be forced on you, Kennedy. You're one exorcism away from a padded room.
Now that the devil is gone, we can finally continue.
Wait, are you being serious, Kennedy?
Oh, she's serious, Andy. She genuinely believes this.
Yes, Andy, I am. I can feel it. The peace, the light returning to the room. The darkness has been lifted. You're welcome, Skylar.
Wow. Okay. That was something. I think it's time we move on. Kennedy, a lot has been said here today, especially about your church and some pretty serious allegations. What's your side of the story?
Oh, Andy, my side is the only side, the truthful side. What Skylar said is nothing but lies, twisted by her bitterness and anger. My church is a place of love, of community, of light. It's where I found my calling, where I found my purpose.
And what about the claims that members are isolated from their families? Or that they have to donate large sums of money to stay in good standing? Skylar painted a very different picture of your church.
It's all lies, Andy. No one is forced to do anything. We all give freely with open hearts. It's not about money. It's about faith and dedication. Skylar has been spreading these lies because she couldn't handle the discipline, the commitment. She was weak.
Weak? Or maybe I just saw through the manipulation, the control tactics, the way you prey on vulnerable people?
All lies, Skylar. We uplift people. We save them. You just didn't want to be saved, Skylar. That's not my fault. You were the one who chose to leave, to turn your back on salvation.
Kennedy, do you have anything specific to say about the allegations that the church leadership, including yourself, pressures members to cut ties with those who are not worthy or unsaved?
Oh, Andy, come on. Those are just phrases people use when they don't understand true commitment. We don't pressure anyone. We encourage people to surround themselves with positive influences to avoid toxic relationship. And clearly, some people just couldn't handle that level of truth.
So, you're denying any sort of coercion or isolation tactics?
Absolutely. I stand by my church and my faith. I know in my heart that we are doing the Lord's work. And if that makes some people uncomfortable, well, maybe they should take a closer look at themselves.
Oh, trust me, Kennedy. I've looked closely. And I saw enough to know I never want to go back there.
And that's fine, Skylar. Not everyone is strong enough for the path of righteousness. Some prefer to walk in shadows.
All right. Well, we could go on about this all day. But before we wrap this topic up, do you have anything else to say, Skylar? Specifically regarding Kennedy's denial of your accusations?
No, Andy. I don't think there's much left to say. I think Kennedy's actions today have proven which one of us holds more credibility. You can shout, pray, and try to cleanse the devil out of me all you want, Kennedy. But anyone watching today can see who's really hiding something. The louder you scream, the more you reveal. And it's not a pretty picture.
All right, folks, let's dive into another bombshell that rocked the season finale. Kennedy dropped quite a revelation when she claimed that Skylar was involved in funding unethical medical experiments. Skylar, this was a shocking accusation, and I think everyone here and watching at home wants to hear your side of the story. What do you have to say?
I appreciate the chance to explain, Andy. First, I want to be very clear. I am not proud of what happened. I invested in a company that I believed was ethical and above board. It was supposed to be about cutting-edge cosmetic advancements, something that would help people feel confident and beautiful. The company I invested in, they were supposed to be using legal, safe substances, but as time went on, it became clear they were cutting corners, using illegal and untested fillers. I didn't know at first. I swear I didn't. But when I found out, I felt sick to my stomach. In hindsight, I should have done more research, and I take full accountability for that. I should have been more vigilant, more aware. I didn't know what was going on behind closed doors, but ignorance isn't an excuse. I'm sincerely sorry to anyone who was hurt by this. When I realized what had happened, I pulled my investment immediately, and I've been working to help those affected ever since. I've spent countless hours with lawyers and doctors trying to get restitution for the victims. I'm not here to hide from my mistakes, Andy. I'm here to own them.
Thank you for explaining, Skylar. But some might say that even if you didn't know, you were still a part of it. What do you say to those people?
I completely understand that point of view. I don't blame anyone for being angry or feeling betrayed. All I can do is continue to make things right and learn from this. I trusted the wrong people, and that's on me. But I'm doing everything I can to fix it. I don't want to be seen as someone who hides from their mistakes. I'm standing here today, admitting them, and trying to move forward.
It takes a lot to come out here and admit fault like that, Skylar. I think everyone can see that you're trying to make amends. Does anyone else have anything they want to say about this?
I have something to say. I owe you an apology, Skylar. I turned on you this season because Kennedy got in my head. She made me believe that you were this horrible person who was out to destroy everything, and I was foolish enough to listen. But after seeing everything that came out in the finale with Kennedy calling me a naive little girl, the penny finally dropped. Kennedy, you used me. You manipulated me to help you take Skylar down, and I fell for it.
Oh, please, Natasha. Don't act like you're some innocent victim now. You were happy to go along with everything until you didn't get your way.
I was happy to trust you, to believe in you, and that was my mistake. I see now how you used me, how you preyed on my insecurities to turn me against Skylar. Shame on you.
You think you were that important? You're just a sad little pawn in a game you never even understood. And look at you now crying like a baby because you finally figured out you were never playing on my level.
Crying? I'm not crying, mate. I'm standing up for myself, which is something you've never been able to handle.
Standing up? Is that what you call this? I thought you were just trying to drag your fat ass out of the hole you dug for yourself. How's that going, by the way? Need a crane?
Excuse me?
Oh, did I strike a nerve? Poor Natasha, always reaching for something just out of your grasp, like a slice of cake.
You are disgusting, Kennedy. You have no boundaries, no decency.
Oh, Natasha, don't start with your self-righteous act. You're calling me disgusting? Please, look at yourself. If there's anyone who's been wallowing in filth, it's you. I mean, have you ever considered how much space you're taking up? It's no wonder you can't see the bigger picture when you're constantly covering it.
How dare you? I'm not here to listen to your fat-shaming insults. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, sweetheart, this isn't fat shaming. It's a reality check. Maybe if you spent less time wallowing and more time dealing with your own issues, you'd be a lot happier. But then again, you're too busy stuffing your face with excuses and extra portions.
What's with the fat jokes, bitch? They're as weak as your attempts to undermine everyone around you.
Weak? Like your willpower? You're the one who can't even keep up with the daily calorie intake. If only you could manage to keep that negativity in check with your weight issues. Maybe you'd actually get somewhere. But then again, why start now?
All right, everyone, let's not dig into each other's appearances. That's not fair, and it's only making things worse. We need to keep this about the issues at hand. Natasha, please finish what you were saying.
Right, and this time don't interrupt, you cunt. Skylar, I want to apologize again. I let myself be manipulated and used by Kennedy, and I deeply regret the way I turned on you. I'm taking out the trash and Kennedy is going with it. I'm truly sorry for everything.
Thank you, Natasha. It means a lot to hear that. I appreciate the apology. I don't think we'll ever be best friends, but I do appreciate your apology.
Okay, so before we move on from this, we have a couple of questions from our viewers. One of our viewers asked, Natasha, given your tagline of not needing anyone's approval stance, How does it feel to be a pawn in Kennedy's game?
It's embarrassing, Andy. I always prided myself on being confident and self-reliant, believing that I didn't need anyone's approval to validate who I am. But Kennedy's manipulation made me feel like I was nothing more than a tool for her to use against others. It's humiliating to realize that I was so easily swayed and used for her own agenda. I'm ashamed of how I let myself be part of her game, and it's something I'll be reflecting on deeply.
Thank you for answering that, Natasha. Now, before we wrap up, I'm going to ask each of you a lighthearted question from one of our viewers, seeing how heavy this reunion has been. One of our viewers asked, Savannah, you're probably my favorite Simwife. Seriously, you were an utter delight this season from start to finish. Every time I saw you on screen, I got excited. I hope you're going to stick around for a long time to come. I want to ask, what's your favorite part about your modeling career? Is it traveling, gracing magazine covers, or getting to try on all new full haute couture clothes? I must know.
Oh, thank you so much for the kind words. That really means a lot to me. As for my favorite part of my modeling career, it's honestly a mix of all the things you mentioned. Traveling is such a thrill because it allows me to experience different cultures and meet incredible people. Gracing magazine covers is always a special moment because it feels like a tangible recognition of all the hard work. But trying on haute couture clothes, there's something truly magical about that. The craftsmanship and artistry that goes into each piece make it feel like wearing a work of art. It's all part of the journey, and I'm so grateful for every aspect of it.
Thank you, Savannah. Another one of our viewers asked, Cindy, how does it feel to finally have your voice heard?
It feels incredibly empowering, Andy. Being a stay-at-home mom often means your contributions and opinions can get overlooked or undervalued. This season has given me a platform to share my perspective and stand up for myself and my family. It's been a journey, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity to show that my voice matters and that I have something valuable to say. It's been an affirmation of my strength and resilience, and I'm proud of the way I've been able to assert myself and be heard.
Skylar, one of our viewers, asked, aside from the issues with the medical treatments you invested in, something interesting came up this season. Your involvement and support for your friends, like Jenny and Savannah, suggest a deeper commitment to helping others. Are you interested in humanitarian work and giving back to the community? It seems like a natural extension of your character.
Absolutely. I've always been passionate about helping others and making a positive impact. My experiences this season, both the good and the challenging, have only strengthened my resolve to be involved in humanitarian work. I believe that we all have a responsibility to support and uplift those around us, especially when we have the means to do so. Whether it's through advocating for causes I believe in, or simply being there for friends in need, I'm committed to making a difference. It's something that truly fulfills me and aligns with my values.
Another one of our viewers asked, Jenny, I enjoyed your presence this season. I do want to ask, what got you into acting in the first place? And I was wondering, what's next for you and your husband? Do you plan on starting a family? You did say in your intro that you both wanted to focus on yourselves for a while, and I was curious to see what that looked like.
I've always been passionate about storytelling and the power of performance to connect with people on an emotional level. From a young age, I was captivated by the way actors could bring characters to life and evoke strong feelings. That fascination eventually led me to pursue a career in acting, and it's been an incredible journey ever since. As for what's next for my husband and me, we've been focusing on strengthening our relationship and building a solid foundation for the future. While we're not rushing into starting a family right now, we're definitely open to it in the future. We're enjoying this phase of our lives, focusing on our personal growth. It's an exciting time, and we're taking it one step at a time, making sure we're ready for whatever comes next.
Another one of our viewers asked, Kennedy, I want to know more about what wasn't seen this season. Your personal life. Are you content and happy? It felt like we never got to see you relax, unwind, and enjoy your own personal life. You seem to object to peaceful recreational activities like yoga at the spa. What do you do when you aren't the Pope of Mount Komorebi or filming the real Simwives?
Well, it's quite interesting that viewers are curious about my personal life. I suppose they see what's on screen and think they know the whole story. But let me clarify. My life isn't just about the drama you see on TV. I have a fulfilling personal life that I choose to keep private for my own reasons. When I'm not filming or at the church, which is very rare, I'm deeply involved in community work and personal projects that I'm passionate about. I do have hobbies, but they're not always what you'd expect. I don't just sit around doing yoga or spa days. Though there's nothing wrong with those activities, they're just not my style. I prefer more active and engaged ways to unwind, like hiking or working on my various initiatives. My life outside of the show is rich and varied, and I'm very content with how I spend my time.
And finally, Natasha, one of our viewers wants to know how you got into social media management and what your advice would be to an inspiring social media influencer.
Well, it's been quite the journey. I started in social media management about a decade ago when I saw the potential for brands to really connect with their audiences in new and innovative ways. I was working in marketing at the time and noticed how social media was starting to take off. I decided to pivot and specialize in this field because I saw it as a dynamic area with endless possibilities. As for advice for aspiring social media influencers, here are a few key points. Authenticity is crucial. Your audience can tell if you're being genuine or just putting on a show. Build your brand around what truly matters to you and what you're passionate about. Consistency is key. You need to regularly engage with your audience and produce content that resonates with them. Finally, don't be afraid to evolve and adapt. Social media trends change quickly, and staying flexible will help you remain relevant.
Thank you all for diving into those questions with such honesty and insight. We appreciate your candidness. Now, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back with our final thoughts and to wrap up this incredible reunion.
Hey everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this very juicy reunion. We are now 1 week away from the real Simwives Ultimate Girls Trip airing. You have probably heard this a gabillion times already, but if you're enjoying the content that I am providing, I would really appreciate your support on Patreon. Creating these videos takes countless hours, and with YouTube increasing the restrictions on my channel, your support now means more than ever. By backing me on Patreon, you'll help ensure that I can continue producing high-quality content that you have come to love. Plus, you'll also get exclusive access and perks that you won't find anywhere else. So please, if you're a fan of what I do, because honey, this is a one-woman show, please consider joining me on Patreon.
Hello and welcome back to the real Simwives of Mount Komorebi Season 1 reunion. It is now time to close with our final thoughts. I am going to ask each of the women what their rose was this season, meaning what their highlight was. Let's start with Skylar.
So my rose this season was definitely meeting Jenny. I walked into this season being a huge fan of hers, and now I am walking out of it an even bigger fan. She is one of my closest girlfriends now.
What about you, Cindy? What is your rose?
It was definitely my charity event. I love throwing charity events and helping other Sims, so that has to be my rose, Andy.
It was definitely a charity event for the history books. What about you, Jenny?
Honestly, I have to agree with Skylar. My rose this season was meeting her. I may have lost a supposedly good friend this year, but I have ultimately gained a 1,000 times better friend. So meeting Skylar is my rose, Andy.
What about you, Kennedy?
My rose this season was the exposure this show gave to my church. Since the season has aired, I have been getting so many more congregants signing up to my church, which has been a blessing.
That's surprising, Kennedy. Now what is your rose, Natasha?
You can go on to Savannah because I haven't got one. I embarrassed myself this season, and I am not proud of my actions.
That's a shame, Natasha. And now, Savannah, what is your rose?
Oh, honey, do I even need to say? It's being on the cover of Vogue, baby. I am that bitch, honey. Now let's wrap this up so I can celebrate in style.
Well, there you have it. Another incredible season has come to an end. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, week after week, and for being a part of this journey with us. And of course, a huge thank you to the ladies for sharing their lives, their stories, and their hearts with the world. But don't go anywhere, because next week we're kicking off the Ultimate Girls Trip, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Expect major drama coming your way. And before we go, don't forget to check out my Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes moments, and more. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.